So you've gone to all of the trouble and you've created a well-designed website for your product or for your service. Now you're wondering, how do you drive traffic back to that site? The ability to drive quality traffic back to your website could actually result in you being able to generate consistent sales on your website for your business. So how does traffic actually work, and how can you use it to your advantage to generate more customers? Well, first and foremost, I want to stipulate that traffic equals visitors to your website, and visitors are actual people. Now, it does sound really simple, but a lot of the times we forget this as entrepreneurs. When we create our website, we just think that visitors or traffic to our website is just stats. We just see it as numbers in our Google Analytics or on our campaigns that we're running. We see all of the impressions, we see all of the clicks, we see all of the sign up, we see all of the sales, and we forget sometimes that those visitors are actual people. And it's really important that you remember that when you're driving traffic to your website, so you can create the most pleasurable experience possible for your website visitors. And this alone will help you to increase your conversion rate. So this being said, that traffic is actually people, real people coming to your website. You want to make sure that you are obsessed with the usability of your site. Now, this is going to help you in the search engines as well. If you've watched any of my videos about SEO, and if one of your strategies to drive in visitors and traffic to your website is via the search engines, then you want to make sure that you have a user-friendly website. So you want to take a look at things such as making sure your website is responsive and that it fits the screen of whatever device your potential website visitor is going to be using. So it should be easy to access your website on a laptop or desktop device, as well as on a tablet or a mobile phone device as well. You also want to make sure that the text is easy to read and the font isn't all over the place, and you want to get to the point as soon as possible. A lot of people make the mistake of just making their website too extravagant, and when someone comes and visits their site, they're unsure if that's the site that they actually want to be on. We as human beings, as a rule of thumb, have a very short attention span. If you're selling a product on your website that I actually want, but I can't determine whether or not this is what I want or not, the likelihood of me bouncing off of that website and going elsewhere is fairly high. You want to make sure you get to the point as soon as possible, letting people know in the head section of your website. So before the fold, before people start scrolling down, make it clear what your website is about, make it clear what you sell, what you offer, and what your call to action is. If it's you want someone to shop now, if you want someone to search for the products that they want, if you want someone to sign up to your newsletter, make it really clear the action that you want people to take when they visit your website. As well as this, you really want to start getting familiar with creating optimized website experiences for people who come and visit your website. In other words, you want to be creating sales funnels. Now, I've done a bunch of videos on sales funnels in the past, and I'll leave those videos in the description down below. I'm also going to be doing further videos on creating your sales funnels for your products or your services. So if you are not subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe and click that bell notification so you don't miss when those videos go live. But that being said, it's not always applicable to send people to the homepage of your website where they may get confused, they may get lost, and it's easier for them to bounce off of your website. For example, if you are on YouTube and you're using YouTube as a method to drive traffic to your website, then you might want to promote something specific in your YouTube videos, and you can send people to an optimized landing page, and this will help them to access where it is specifically that they came to your website to get. So try and do that. Don't just send people to your homepage all of the time, but send people to the page that is specific to the product or the service or the offering that it is you are promoting. Another big mistake that I see a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners making is focusing too much on the amount of traffic rather than the quality of traffic. So yes, it's easy to get a lot of people coming to your website. you can be doing paid marketing methods and drive a ton of people to that site, but that doesn't necessarily mean that these are the right type of people. You really want to start thinking about who is your product or your service for. Who's your target demographic? Is it females? Is it males? Is it teenagers? Is it people in their 30s or in their 40s? Get as specific as you can, and you want to make sure that your website actually appeases your target demographic. If you're going after teenagers, for example, and your website is very corporate and it's not very fun and it doesn't really capture the attention of people in that demographic, then that's going to impact how well in which your website converts into leads and sales for your business. So you might want to go back to the drawing board and make sure that your website is actually appropriate. You also want to think about your traffic sources. So a traffic source is basically a place in which you can generate traffic back to your website. So YouTube is an example of a traffic source. It's a source of traffic that you can utilize to actually bring visitors back to your website. Another source of traffic could be Instagram. If you're producing Instagram content, then that's a way to actually drive traffic back to your site. You can also drive traffic to your site via search engine optimization. If you are optimizing your site in the right way, if you're creating authority and if you're blogging on a consistent basis, then that can be an additional traffic source. Now, I normally tell people who are starting out to focus on 2 main traffic sources. The reason why I say 2 is because there's so many different traffic sources out there. I've named just a few, but you could be doing pay-per-click marketing, you can be doing banner advertisements, you can be doing influencer marketing, you can be creating video content. There's so many things that you could be doing, but you should focus on 2 so you don't get too overwhelmed. You want to figure out where your target customers spend the majority of their time online, and you want to focus on marketing on those platforms specifically. You also want to take a deep look at the resources that you have available and the skills that you have available and utilize those when trying to figure out what traffic source to actually utilize as well. So you might be really good on camera. So you might be thinking, okay, cool, I can actually utilize YouTube marketing, or I can utilize putting out videos on Instagram, for example. And if your target customers are on those platforms as well, then that is a bonus. But if you're not too confident on camera, or you don't feel like you have the resources at the moment to produce video, then maybe you want to produce written articles, maybe go with search engine optimization and start blogging for popular keywords. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos on blogging as well and how to write content for your website. So make sure you're subscribed again so you don't miss those videos. But you also might want to be putting content out on platforms such as LinkedIn, which you can actually start doing mini blogs on there and building an audience that could potentially become customers on your website. And another reason why I tell people to focus on 2 traffic sources is mainly because you never want to have all of your eggs in one basket. If, say, for example, you are building up a YouTube channel and you've built up a huge following on YouTube, and anything happens to your YouTube channel, let's say YouTube changed their algorithm, or your channel gets banned, or whatever might happen, you still have a secondary traffic source that you could be utilizing to drive traffic, leads and sales back to your website without it having that much of an impact on your business. So make sure you are diversifying where you're getting your traffic from, because this can become really important in the long term for your business. Now, I also say to run 2 types of traffic because I recommend running paid traffic campaigns as well as free traffic campaigns as well. I know a lot of you have downloaded and read the formula. The formula is the free guide to generating leads and sales online for your business. A copy of it is behind me. I will also leave a copy in the description down below. So if you haven't read it, then make sure you do, completely free. But within that formula, I speak about the difference between free traffic and paid traffic. So free traffic is traffic that you can generate without spending any money, and paid traffic is traffic that you actually pay for. Now, there's pros and cons to running free traffic and to running paid traffic. When it comes to free traffic, obviously it's free, so you're not spending money up front. However, it can take a while for you to start generating the type of traffic that you need to truly evaluate whether or not that traffic is converting for you into sales. Whereas when you run paid traffic, you can get results pretty quickly, and it's a great way to just get immediate visitors to your website. There's a common misconception though that paid traffic is extremely expensive and you can only do it if you have a lot of money. Whereas paid traffic can be expensive. If you have the right strategy, you can get away with not spending as much money as you think you might need to spend to actually have profitable traffic campaigns. Now, I have a load of videos on paid traffic and how to do it effectively, and I'll leave those videos in the description down below. What a lot of people forget about traffic is that there's not just one type of traffic. There's loads of different types of traffic, and I've covered some already in this video. And you have paid traffic and you have free traffic, but you also have warm traffic and cold traffic. And this is super important as well. So cold traffic are visitors who are seeing your website and seeing your brand for the very first time. They don't know about you yet, and as a result, they are a lot less likely to make a buying decision on your website. And then you have warm traffic or warmer traffic. And these are people who maybe have heard about you, maybe have seen you online somewhere. Maybe they've even visited your website before. Potentially, they may have even signed up to your email list, or they may have even made a purchase in the past, and they are a lot warmer than people who don't know you. So when they come across your website, they are a lot more likely to actually make a buying decision. So when people are coming to your website via your free traffic or your paid traffic means, I also recommend that you start to track your website visitors. Now, there are a number of ways in which you can actually track your website visitors. There's a number of softwares that you can utilize, but I think the most effective way is using the Google Tag Manager, and I'll leave links in the description down below to where you can access the Google Tag Manager. I will also be doing tutorials on the Google Tag Manager soon, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled for those videos when they go live. So what this means is people who actually come to your website, you can actually retarget them elsewhere on the internet, making your paid traffic campaigns a lot more effective because you're advertising to people who are warmer traffic and who have already seen your brand online before. This can prove to actually yield higher conversion rates and help you to have a more profitable online marketing campaign. Not only this, but you should be tracking the activity on your website. Find out what the most visited web pages on your website are. Find out what type of keywords you're being found for in Google and whether you can optimize more so for those keywords, and maybe try to improve some of your pages that are not currently ranking in search. You can also see stats like how long people are spending on your website and on certain pages on your website, and this can help you to determine the changes that you might want to do on your website to help improve performance. As a rule of thumb, you want to make sure that you keep in mind that your website traffic is actually real people. You also want to make sure that you are doing some sort of tracking on your website as well, and have some sort of system to bring people back to your website. The people who come to your website for the very first time might not necessarily be in the ready to buy mindset, but if you're retaining their name and email address, and if you're doing pixel retargeting, then you might be able to get them back to your website at a later date when they might be more willing to actually make a buying decision. So hopefully this helps you to understand how website traffic works a little bit better. I'm going to be doing further videos on these topics, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss when those videos go live. All related links will be in the description down below, so make sure you go and check that out. I also have the formula, which I've mentioned earlier in this video. As you can see, there's a copy behind me. I will leave a link to it in the description down below and somewhere on this screen as well. And that's basically going to teach you the fundamentals to driving quality traffic into conversions and sales back to your website. So if you have not downloaded that yet, and if you have not read that yet, I highly recommend downloading it. It's completely free, and you're going to discover the keys to driving quality traffic and leads and sales back to your products or services online. So make sure you go and give that a read. But I really do hope that this video brought you value, and if it did, then please click the like button down below and make sure you share this video with a friend. If you have any additional questions or comments, then leave them for me in the comment section. But until next time, watch some of my other great videos. Make sure you subscribe to this channel for more awesome business related content. Have a great day, download the formula, and I will see you soon.